had this lined up. Like, we didn't even have wedding rings. We had that. So I was like,
it'll come.
This was like a week before the wedding. I went, it's probably not such a bad thing. We had to postpone. Turns out we weren't organized for it at all. So
it's strange how things work out, right? Like we panicked, but yet we've actually learned to live a different way. It's insane. We've been always like, well, I'm in the Virginia, DC area, and everything is so, it's rush. And I think this just made us calm down.
Yeah, like forced to as well, which is why I think the panic and the resistance, right? Because it's not like we as a global society went, yes, I think we need to calm down.
Yeah,
no one said that. No one agreed to that. No one signed up for this. But you're right. Like, so we're forced to slow down, and we ease into it. Sure, it's been a couple of weeks, a couple of months, and it's been tough, and there is a lot of bad stuff going on. But I think overall, again, as a global society, it's like that we've just released a valve somewhere to go, let out all the steam, all the pressure, everything that was building up. And if it didn't come out in this way, it was going to come out some way, right? That was dysfunctional. So, yeah, we've just released that valve. I mean, I have to say, I haven't been more social than when in isolation. Connecting with so many more people in genuine ways, because people are genuinely online now to search for real connections. So it's been, in that respect, it's been fantastic for my social life. I don't have to worry about getting a babysitter. I don't even have to worry about putting pants on. I mean,
you're so right. You can just get up and continue to work in what you're wearing to bed.
No, yes, exactly. Oh, so easy.
I think one of the things I forget to do is I forget to eat, because you get so involved in what you're doing on the computer, or even if you're watching TV, you forget little things. But yeah, it's just been so crazy. So you came back after a year and you decided to build another business.
So what I noticed, while I was over there, I started working with, and what allowed me to stay there, I started working with a number of different not-for-profit and non-government organizations that have been set up over there. There's a lot of organizations over there. Say, Send Money, we're supporting people over there. There's a lot that are just rubbish, right? It's like any industry anywhere in the world. But these ones that I found were doing something that was really revolutionary. One was a daycare. And over in Tanzania, at that time, daycares weren't a thing. It was orphanages. Like, if you couldn't look, they'd go into an orphanage, right? And that was just the done thing. Rather than so this place was setting up, it's called Walk in Love, setting up a daycare. So women could go off and work, and their children would not only be looked after, but would be fed. Their nutrition and their diet and their physical health was looked after. They were educated. They were played with. It was amazing. And for us, we're like, duh. But I would not be here without my daycare, right? Yeah. Kids going to daycare. I couldn't do any of this. And so it was revolutionary. So that was one. And then the other one was a youth mental health mobile service that went around to different orphanages to check in on the mental health and well-being of not only the children, but the carers as well. So I started working with these organizations. And what was really interesting was, again, I totally devalued everything that I had learned from running my first business. I was like, I don't know business. I didn't know what I was doing, blah, 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 blah. But then I came to meet these two passionate women who had started these organizations, and I recognized that they were heading down the path of burnout too.
Do you need to promote your business? Then podcast sponsorship is a great way to do just that. Podcast sponsorship is a great way to connect with new customers, a new audience, a new range of people who don't know about you. It is also an easy way to increase traffic to all of your social media and your website. If you need to promote your business and would like to be a sponsor of the Truths We Hide podcast, then let's connect. Head on over to awildridecalledlife.com and click on the sponsorship tab.
But they were heading down that burnout path. You know, the way they had structured these organizations, again, they'd done it in the best way they knew how. And so I recognized a lot of myself in them. And it was amazing that I was able to bring, and I really surprised myself as well, all of my knowledge, all of my learnings from my past experience to say, hey, here's how we could do it better. Right? Here's how we can restructure. Here's how we can market in really effective ways so you can get the funding you need. So you don't have to be at the center of it. You need to be more mobile. And so by working with them, again, I just stumbled across this. Like I stumbled across Tanzania, I stumbled across this too. And so working with them, I saw just, a few small changes made the world a difference. So then fast forward again, I fell pregnant. I came back to Australia because I have to say we have amazing free healthcare, like amazing.
Wow.
So absolutely amazing. So there was no way in hell I was giving birth in a third world country. They still have a high infant mortality rate. It was like, let me think. Yeah. I've got the luxury to do it. So let's do it. Then a few years had passed. So I had 2 children within 18 months. Again, I don't recommend that. It's not my first suggestion, but anyway, I had 2 children in 18 months and my partner was able, and then we had some visa issues and all of that fun stuff. Anyway, my partner finally was able to come out, and live with us. And I found myself with having, the birth of my children, again, this identity crisis came up again. It was that, who am I? Who am I? I'm so tired. I'm just so tired. And I recognize once again the effects of burnout because I'm running around doing all this stuff and their demands don't ever stop. It's like, again, in a business, your to-do list never stops. The business never stops demanding of you. Your children never stop demanding of you. That's just how it is. It won't stop ever. And so it really made me realize I've got to work a different way. Like I can't change, the demands of my children. I can't change the demands of my clients or the demands of a business to get it off the ground and to get it growing and moving and shaking and doing all the things that I want. But what I can do is change the way I approach it. And, on one hand, we're talking about time management, but it's deeper than that. It's really more about how I look at myself and who I am, what is at the core of me, and moving from that space, right? And operating in that way and recognizing, okay, I'm feeling myself getting overwhelmed, getting stressed. I'm feeling that tension from my business spill out into my family and vice versa. So what do I need to do to manage this, to diffuse this situation, because I don't want to go down that burnout road. My mission and what I'm doing now with Business Mastery Tribe is, again, helping those passionate business owners to once again avoid burnout and actually grow their business. So they're not just spinning their wheels, doing, and nothing's happening. It is about real growth and real progress, because I always believe that our vision and our mission as business owners is too important, right, to be drowned out and burnt up, right? It is too important. So we have to look at being more effective. And that's definitely never by doing more, right? That never works. So, because of everything that I've been through, that I was able to start applying these principles and these frameworks again to help other business owners. But I say that now, this is all on reflection, like it was that easy. It absolutely wasn't, right? It absolutely wasn't. And I know authenticity is a big thing that everyone talks about. Be authentic in your business. I mean, I tell you what, when my son was, 18 to 20 months. My little girl was 1 to 2 months old. I mean, I'm not showing anyone my authentic self, right? Was covered in baby vomit. I hadn't showered in days. Like, my tracksuit pants were inside out and backwards. I don't think anyone needs to see that authenticity right now. So it takes time, and it's a journey, but to really honor how we move through that journey. And again, like what we're experiencing now, there's nothing we can do. There's a pandemic. There just is. There's literally nothing we can do to stop it, to change it. So, that's all external. So how can we manage ourselves? How could we show up in this experience to help us as individuals navigate and move through this in a way that really fuels us and makes us feel good, rather than, trying to fight what is, really.
Right. So you talked about, obviously it wasn't easy, but how did you keep the motivation to keep doing it, especially after burnout? Not once, but twice. Because most people would be like, I'm just done. I can't do it.
Yeah. Oh, look, I mean, again, I won't lie. There's been a few times where I've been curled up in the fetal position, just rocking. There's been heaps of tears, like heaps. And that's okay. I think anytime I break down or I lose the plot, this is hopeless, it's not working, and nothing's going to work out, then again, that's a good sign to go, all right, you need to step away. Like, just call it a day. Walk, there's nothing that urgent that needs to be done. Again, even with clients asking, it's like, I just got to walk away, because I'm not going to serve anyone in my life if I'm feeling like this, right? If I'm beating myself up or whatever. It's not about stopping that, but it's about, again, allowing what is. Go, right, I'm in a really bad headspace. Let's just remove myself from here and do something else, or regroup, refocus. Mm-hmm. So it's having a whole bunch of different tools and tactics that I use. It's about, again, recognizing when it's coming up. I think for a lot of people, they go, I just want to stamp it out. Let's stamp out those negative voices. Let's stamp out the fear. Let's stamp out the anxiety. And you go, no, because again, that is then denying part of your authentic experience. So the more we try to fight what is, and I have to say, I learned this in Tanzania, because again, I was always trying to fight what is. There was a lot of injustice that I saw. There was a lot of poor health. There was a lot of, again, beauty, but there was a lot of junk that I saw that, really fired me up. And I was like, that's not fair. That's not how it should be. This is how it should be. And I always catch myself saying should, and that's when I know I'm not in a good space. Nothing should be anyway. It is how it is. So it's about, okay, how can I operate? No, accepting that, okay, what is around me? Yes, I can change it, but I can't change it by butting heads with it, by forcing it to change, right? So it's about, again, can't change or do anything really about the external, but what I can do is look at myself. How do I shift, mold, adapt, pivot, innovate, whatever that may be within myself? And that's going to then change how I show up, how I react, how I perceive a situation. Then we can go about changing it or keeping it the same, whatever it may be. So that was, I mean, it's a lesson. And once again, I say this stuff as if it's just that easy. It's not. It's terrible. It feels uncomfortable. It feels scary, right? It feels frustrating. And again, allow yourself to feel that. Like, if you're feeling that, you go, yep, okay, I'm feeling it.
Yeah.
No point in pushing it down or changing it. Go, okay, just allow that to come out. Cool. Now let's go back and try again.
Yes. No, absolutely. I love that you say that, because it is so important to be able to walk away, get all those feelings out, and then just come back and try again. So many people are like, no, I got to keep going, or I'm going to fail. Well, I think you're going to get to get the results you want if you continue to do that, because then you're going to you are going to have that breakdown and not be able to function.
That's it. Yeah. Like, you're definitely going to fail if you keep pushing through.
Yeah.
They've done that.